right. So let me just get us going here on Instagram. Cool. We're going to get started in just a moment. We're going to do some love and money readings. I'll start us off with a quick little collective read if we don't get any comments immediately. And let me share this to my group. There's been some changes here on StreamYard, so it actually doesn't let me go and share like directly into my group anymore. So I basically am just going to have to do a couple manual share processes when we get started, but that's okay. First world problems. Share to the group. Come on now. To group. Okay, I found it. Yes. It's there. Okay. Welcome, everybody. I'm Ashley Bradley. I am doing some love and money readings today. Why love and money, might you ask? Well, it feels like they're two of the biggest things that feel very elusive in people's lives at certain points. I also feel like it's very big questions and topics that the majority of people on live reads end up asking me for. And so I'm okay with it being love or money. It doesn't have to be both, but there is a connection between the two, a connection receiving wise. I'm going to be really naughty and have some gum because I want to, because I'm trying to drink less coffee. So I'm on a neuro gum phase right now. Have you guys heard about this stuff before? I really like it. Okay. Cards. Grab some. We're going to be using Work Your Light today. We're going to be using the business deck and Angel Oracle. Okay. So if you would like a personal read today, these readings are free of charge. They are mini readings. Hi, Amy. So feel free to drop your question. And I'm going to just first off pull what's here in the collective and just see if there's any messages that want to come through for our collective in terms of love and money. I will say that this could be continuing to deepen your relationship with your current partner. It could be calling in and aligning with a partner that your soul would be absolutely delighted by. In terms of money, we're definitely gonna look for soul alignment here when we're talking about love and money as well. Could be shifting into more money. It could be shifting into a way of receiving money that feels more in alignment for you, more enjoyable for you. And I think it also could be about how to utilize the romantic relationships that we have in our lives. Although I do feel like it could absolutely be other kinds of love, but I'll be talking about it today more in terms of a romantic lens to deepen our ability to receive, to deepen our ability to go deeper into our own deservingness, and to essentially expand our havingness levels when it comes to both love and money. Very connected, okay? So feel free to drop that question, and I'll pull a few cards to see what's coming in, what's going on here. I do feel like the collective read today, it feels a little stickier around money. So we have the Whale and Orca Elder song, Share Your Song, Frequency of Sound, Deep Dive. So for our collective today, um, again, I feel like the love and money that this collective read is coming in is more about like loving what you do, allowing that to be seen, sharing your song, sharing your magic, sharing your medicine, and that when that love is felt, essentially what they're showing me here is that it opens up more channels of money and income that come to you. I feel like there's a lot of things that we do to kind of strategize and get the perfect kind of content and this and that. And what they're showing us here is that essentially when we sing our song, when we share our song, we actually line up with a really high vibrational energy that makes it easier for us. So it's not to say that you don't have to do anything. It's just saying that based on the love frequency that you are taking those business actions in, the money flows easier. We also have spirit team, calling in your spirit team, be your own oracle. Stop seeking answers externally. Speak to your spirit team for answers. So when it does come to places that you're stuck, places that you feel like you're not sure what the next step is, really the big focus here is to not just follow business gurus, one size fits all plans. You can know about things, you can feel pulled to things and then go learn about it. And I feel like that's all in alignment, but it feels as though there's a lot of power and magic that's being kind of lost. And that what I feel like right now in our collective is that there's a lot of people who feel kind of bored. Like they feel like instead of making their art or sharing their messages, they feel like they're just doing this like content in order to make money. And that's the cycle that I feel like we're breaking. We also have get grounded, empaths, highly sensitive, connects with nature. So I think that the biggest thing for you right now is in for our collective again is to ground into safety and know that the world right now there's a lot going on, right? The frequency feels very split. We see people that are having absolutely beautiful, miraculous, best times of their life ever. And then we see that there's other things that are happening that are devastating, that are sad. I really feel like it's important to make sure that we keep our heart open to love because if we feel as though we have to shut down our message of love and our magic during a time when other people are going through it, you're actually doing the world a disservice. The world when you were okay, right? The world really needs you to be out there. There's other times where there's other people who continue showing up, right? Who continue to share their light in the world, and we relied on them when we were in the trenches. So it's really important to continue holding that light and to not feel bad about being ecstatically happy, in love, loving what you do and sharing that message. It's very, 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 very important right now. Okay. So let's go to Amy. And feel free if you would like to get a personal mini reading on love, money, or both. Drop your question. So Amy says, yes, you said I'm feeling a little shaky around both and also aware of possibilities. My question is, what do you see with myself and my partner in regard to love and money? I feel like we are just on the cusp of something. Is it together or apart? Okay. So in terms of love and money, and what I want you to do, Amy, is I actually want you to tune in to the best feeling thought that you can around that so that I can see how I'm feeling about the energy as well, since I do feel as though I'm always going to read from the place of knowing that we have a lot of different possibilities. So the first card that comes up is the Seven of Earth, seeds well planted, a temporary pause in action, unnecessary worry. um, okay, so what they're showing me was in the past, it feels like there was a lot of activity, a lot of work being done. I'm seeing the image of like a farmer that's like planting the seeds. I feel like there was like a lot of excitement. Like I guess, like when you're like we're setting up your home and things like that, it feels like there was like a central um purpose and kind of plan and energy and project that was like driving things forward. And so what it feels like now is it feels a little quieter in terms of like there's not as many things maybe being set up. There's not as many activities or things to do or lists. And my sense is that you're somebody that really thrives off of that. And I think that there's let me keep pulling some cards. I do feel something. But it does feel like it's a quieter time and that it's kind of showing me here that it's like you're going to keep showing up, you're going to continue to water those plants, and then what I'm actually hearing is that until this opportunity comes in for a landing, so it feels like it's something that's approaching. I'll see if I can have some curiosity around timing of it. Look at this. We also got whale and orca elders, which was the card that we just pulled for the collective. Sharing your song, frequency of sound, diving deep. I do feel like there's an energy of vulnerability here. I just saw the two of you maybe sharing your song together because I feel like there's something that's coming in here about like communication, vulnerability between couples. Because I feel like there's some kind of process, and I feel like what I see is I see you leading some virtually, I see some out in the world. And I feel like there's things that you guys do separately, and I feel like there's things that you guys do together. But it feels like it's like I see the two of you facing each other. I also feel like there's some kind of what I feel like it's kind of based on is I feel like the two of you create some kind of ritual that you practice together that then I see you taking and sharing with other people. It feels like it starts off as something that you read about or learned, but then it becomes very much your own process. Okay. Uh, get grounded again. That's interesting when I reshuffled this, that this is coming in. Get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitive, connect with nature. I do feel like your partner feels the two of you feel ready for different kinds of things. And so I think that the thing that I want to mention to anybody that like is creating with their partner that sometimes we might do the work and we're like, yes, let's share our song, let's go. And the other partner's like, well, I don't know about that. They're going to have their own preferences, their own kind of readiness to share about that. It feels as though the usually like I think in couples I see the partner that's holding more of the masculine energy is going through out of the closet moments and foldment moments, things that maybe we have a visitor. We have Leo the cat coming to visit here as well for the reading, but it feels as though he might be not as comfortable around some of the ways that you're wanting to do things, but I just feel like it's about kind of honoring that time frame for him and allowing him to have his own ways of doing things and processing things. We also have here Akasha. Your guidance is divinely guided. I'm going to pull one more from the business deck. What came in, Amy, is like I do feel like there's a desire from you to do this together. There's also, I think, a timing thing that's trying to come together here. I see that there's something that has you traveling. Is that only for more for Amy's side? I feel that there's something that has you traveling and it's based on your business and your opportunities. And I think that he may go with you and join in on some of that. Does he work a day job right now? Is there something that would be different with your flexibility and for his? Because they're just showing me that there's times where you might be traveling and that he might be staying behind, but it almost feels as though um, it's kind of fun for you. Like I feel as though it's fun for you that you're kind of missing some of that sacred space and time to grow inward. And I think that yeah, so I feel like there's a thing that you guys are doing together. He does work a day job. Yeah. So I feel like there's things that you guys do together with it feels like with couples, and it feels like something related to communication and vulnerability. I also just saw like the image of a book pop up as well. I do feel like you're the one like energetically right now that's leading the charge on these things. So it's okay. Oftentimes I feel like it's going to be you that's kind of in these next few years like leading the charge on some of this stuff. I feel like he supports and he's bringing a lot of energy and power that supports the dynamic as a whole. But I do feel as though the big thing that I would shift you guys into is some kind of practice or ritual that you do together that becomes, I feel like, some kind of a, if you don't have it already, some kind of thing that you teach, some kind of thing that you write about, and to be willing to find that. He does desire to travel with me and to support my dreams. Yeah. I do feel like it's going to be necessary for you to have enough of your own independent time. So I think that I do feel like some of those trips are going to be good for you to have separately. But I feel like for him, I feel like he's kind of trying to find his groove right now. And it feels like trying to find where he's going to add kind of power to what you're doing for it to kind of find its groove together. But I feel like the two of you are just going to continue to show up and that you're going to throw things out there and that the things that are a fit for him, he's going to do. But I do feel like for you, feels like speaking engagements is what I see you traveling for. So I would say if you were willing to put that out there and basically say, hey, universe, if I'm meant to be speaking, if I'm meant to be traveling and getting invited to things, show me some signs, show me some direct things that allow me to see how we're moving forward here and go from there. Thanks, Amy. I'm going to go to Jules next. And then answering Amy's question, do I see ends like in terms of ending of relationships? We can look into the dynamic as a whole. We can look at, this is just kind of, I feel like energetically what I'm more comfortable tapping into. We could also look at your soul and kind of like how your soul's feeling about the dynamic. So I'm okay with setting an intention like that. If you're okay with that, Amy, if you want to ask the question in that way, that's for Amy Boyer. Thank you. Okay, Julie. I'm not sure. Yes, I did see your comment. So Jules, looking for insight around money. What does my team want me to know around money and attracting it in? I'm focusing on health and finances at the end of the year. Okay. Jules. Just get a couple cards going. Hiring card, reverse, purpose and impact came in. Okay. All right. So we've got the Page of Air card, challenging information, delays or changes of plans, truth delivered without tact. We've got the Five of Earth card, fear surrounding money, wisdom to accept help from others, uncertain self-employment. Okay. So I feel like there's been a change of plans is like what one of those cards is saying, and what I kept hearing as soon as I tapped in, Jules. It feels as though there's there's a slightly different direction that they're asking you to go into. I feel like I would say for you, um, to have a day when you can. Like I like to have like at least one day a week where it's about collecting my own spiritual mail and tuning in, and asking a lot of questions, because I just feel like they've, in terms of like money and business, it feels like they've slightly rerouted you. So what the experience of that can be is something that was flowing, or that there was a lot of motivation for, or that there was a flow of money for, has suddenly kind of like stopped or shut down, or the doors that used to open are no longer opening. And so I feel as though um, there's some kind of change to what you're promoting, how you're making money. And it feels like around the finance part, something different in terms of like if you're gonna have like a freelance thing, some kind of day job like separate from your business. I just feel like there's an energy of things needing to like shift around. There's like a shakeup that's needed. Um, I feel like I tap into the energy of like what you're doing now to make money, and it feels like it's taking too much energy, and that it's taking too much time. What they're showing me right now is really important for you is that you kind of need to be in your own flow, and that if you can find something that is more flexible, that allows you to be in your own flow and in your own timing, and also to not be around people when you don't want to be, that's going to be really key for you with purpose and impact. In terms of like your own business and your own work, um, I need you to reconnect back in and start telling the story. Again, it's going to feel repetitive online, but they're telling me that like repetition is good, and to start showing up and telling your story, and then make sure that you're making offers every single day, every single day. Um, with a hiring, that came in reversed. So if there's something that comes up in terms of help, because there's fears surrounding money, wisdom to accept help from others. What I feel here is that there's fears about a financial thing that happened in the last couple years. So I feel like there's some trauma that's in your body, that's kind of, I feel like it's, they're saying it, there's a connection right now between the body and the money. Um I'd like for you to work on dancing, maybe working with some tuning forks and seeing what you can release from the body. There's things that you healed in the last couple years that are now coming up to be released and healed in the physical body. So I feel like for you, if you can release that trigger point in the body, it feels like it sorts up a lot of different things, but be ready that there's going to need to be some kind of change. If you don't move, I feel like sometimes the universe will kind of rearrange it for you. So I really recommend that you can start making some movements like now, because I feel like you're going to be so much happier. Your body's going to be so much happier when you make the change. Okay. Let's see what we have. Boom. Okay. Yeah. So Jules, I hope that that helps. Um, For this person, Sarah Moon, we don't need to send her a friend request. We don't need to trust any scammer people there. Amy Boyer, though, can you please clarify your question? Thanks, Jules. Vero said, dancing and singing helped me to release a lot this weekend. Yes, 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 yes. There's a lot of energy that's here right now. With the energy of like the eclipse that's really trying to help us release a lot from the body. And that's why all of us that work with like movement and embodiment are really so loud about that. I'm waiting for a few questions here. I think that the other Amy B, if you want to have a specific question that you pop up here, let me know. Since I gave you a couple options, I will say as well, I have 40% off through end of day on my love and money workshop. It's happening this Saturday. It's live. It's on Zoom. I'm teaching it with my partner, who is also a practitioner. We met doing our work. He's a subconscious coach. He's an intuitive as well. You will probably see us before Saturday doing some readings together on love and money. But I feel like it's a super low price for it being interactive, for it being 90 minutes, for it being 2 different practitioners. And we're going to be working with the energies of love and money with people, and just opening up a lot of things, shaking up a lot of things, releasing things from the body, releasing things from the subconscious on Saturday. So I do have my link in my bio if you want to join us for that. Okay, so Amy, what I'm gonna do is I'll just basically pull a few cards on that relationship, and we'll see what your soul. I'm gonna tend to see what your soul wants to communicate about that with you. Okay. So Amy B, we've got Imrama. Where are you being called to journey to? We've got the Miria, creating heaven on earth. It's happening. We've got 7 of Water card, a complex decision, the need to do research, stop procrastinating. I feel like your soul, I feel like really hot, almost like I'm getting like a hot flush right now. And luckily I don't get those yet, but I feel like there's this big wave of energy that's trying to come in. Your soul doesn't want to talk about the relationship stuff right now. The soul keeps repeating, you know what you need to do. I also feel like, I'm going to be honest, Amy, I feel like there's a bit of a drama cycle that I feel like I want you to become aware of and to be willing to let go of from your life. I feel like a lot of us get caught in these different kinds of cycles and patterns. They get handed down to us genetically. But what I feel is that there's always some kind of a problem or an obstacle or a thing that keeps happening. It feels like this kind of energy in life. Oh, not this. I was just about to move forward. I was just about to do this. I was just about to pursue this. And oh, look, this happened. You, like, your body, right? Your physical body is separate. It's the vehicle that really kind of helps the soul have a 3D experience here on earth. But there's something that you're meant to do, that to pursue. Your energy very much comes in like a healer light worker, Amy. I do feel like there's some kind of gift. It could be a creative talent. It could be the ability to kind of share and connect with people. But there's something that you very much love and would love to be doing that you're just not doing. And I just honestly feel like your soul feels discontent. Your soul feels frustrated. And it feels like it's an energy of being boxed in and being kind of antsy. That's the energy that I'm picking up here. And it's not going to be sorted by the relationship stuff, right? Like I think that your mind is thinking, oh, well, if this is just here, if I get the better job, if I get it's a soul angst. And so what you think that this is going to fix, I don't feel like your soul has much it's not high priority. And so that's one of the things that when I do readings for people, especially if there's quick ones like this, sometimes the soul is not focused on the same thing as the person. If we're doing paid readings and we're doing 30 minutes, if we're doing 3 questions, then typically I will first do, okay, what does the soul want to say? And then, okay, let's specifically talk about some things. But for you, there's something deeper that you're meant to be doing and sharing. And I don't feel that you're going to necessarily be super satisfied or happy or be until you're happy and deeply in love with the life that you're living. It's really hard to add anyone else into the mix that's going to feel satisfying, is what I want to say. And you're not going to be able to see this person in your life clearly until your soul is in alignment. And that doesn't mean that you have to walk away from them or end the relationship, but it means that you need to put the focus back on you. And that it'll become more clear for you. Okay. Any other quick questions? Any other quick comments? I feel like with this stuff, there was a lot of let's take a deep breath in, release, let it go. Does that make sense to you, Amy? I'd love to hear some thoughts, some feedback. Of course, take what resonates and leave the rest, but I'm curious what's landing as truth for you there, Amy. When it comes to love, I know that we get very frustrated and that we feel like I have done all the self-love stuff. I have done it all. I love myself, but there are so many layers of self-love. And there's so many layers of looking at what you believe you can have in life, what you feel is possible, what you feel is possible for you in terms of love and money. And there's many layers to that. And so anytime we're coming up against something with love or with money where we're wanting something more or different, that work is always going to happen here. And there's the work of the mind where we're going to look at what are my beliefs, what are my conditioning, what do I feel that I'm afraid of that I'm going to avoid doing because I'm really afraid of it, right? And then there's also things that happen in the body, right, which is the subconscious mind. The body is operating as the subconscious mind. The body is the animal that the consciousness inhabits to go and sort of have this experience here on earth. And so when we're talking about releasing things from the body, which is a lot of the work that's being done right now with the collective that we serve, it's that you've healed the limitation in the mind, but that now you're basically coming back and doing more healing work in terms of the ability to hold that love, to hold that money, in order to allow yourself to be safe in having it. Okay? Because the physical body and the animal, if it has been burned, if its heart's been broken, the subconscious says, I have a solution. I have a solution. We just won't do that anymore. And then we don't have to worry about it. Solved. We're good. But honestly, the physical body and the subconscious mind often do more damage. So the conscious mind is, I'm ready for love. I want love. I'm ready for more money. But if the body's like, fuck that shit. We tried that. We're not doing it anymore. Then we have a problem. And so in the workshop that I am doing coming up this Saturday, it's 12:30 to 2 p.m. Pacific time. My partner and I are teaching it together. He's been a hypnotist for the last decade working with the subconscious mind, but we're not going to be working on or doing traditional hypnosis work or anything like that. But we do like to work with the body. We like to work with the subconscious, and we like to work on how the two are interfacing. And I really love working with people that feel energetically that things have been really stuck for them or they're at a bit of a standstill, that we can liberate more of that energy when it comes to love and with money. You says, it does. I feel lost. Like I don't know what my purpose is. Amy, I do have, I may have like a resource that may start to open up that energy for you and give some perspective around purpose. If you want to send me a DM, I can send you that. I know that I put it as a free training years ago. Vero is saying, I'm focusing on this surrender you recommended. Anything you can feel to start finding the least resistant path. I feel that I've been pushing and it shouldn't feel like this. Yeah. Vero. So we have the 9 of Fire card. Don't give up. Protect that which you've created. Have courage. Believe in yourself. We've got Council of Light. Divine orchestration. Helpers in the subtle realm. The feeling that I had for you, Vero, is that there's been some outside interference and some collective energies and astral energies that I just feel have affected it. This might sound strange because I don't really bring this kind of thing in on readings often, but it was interesting that I had said it, the astral interference. Like, I feel like there's some other thing or job that you do in the astral that I feel like has taken more of your energy. And it feels like they're saying that job is completed. So I feel like it was something that would impact your experience here. I don't know if that makes sense to you. I don't know if you've had interesting dreams or repetitive things, but it feels as though there was something that would have been out of your control that would have slowed the process down. We have joy and bliss amplifier. Learning and growing. Based on the cards that came in on the business deck, being a joy and bliss amplifier, learning and growing. I would say that when it comes to purpose, that I would I would focus on kind of energetically the energy that you feel like you're a channel for versus versus the thing that you need to share, the thing that you need to teach people. I feel like they're showing me that it's about the energy that you radiate and that there's a lot of different things that you can do. And that when you focus on that, it's simple. And they also say that the feeling that you want, like the havingness of that more money or the havingness of that money in the way that you want it, or the havingness of that partner, that like it's essentially like you feel all of that already. And so it puts you in a really beautiful point of attraction for it, is what they're showing me. There's a lot. Yeah. So what they're saying is that there's a relationship, and that between where you had put your soul's like focus and your soul's energy, it felt like it was very deeply in whatever was. And honestly, I feel like I don't really talk about astral travel or these other kind of things that we do on spirit side. I don't really bring that in that much, but this is what they're sharing. That there was something where your energy and your spirit team's energy was like very all in working on something else, but that it's now freed up more time and energy for them to be able to kind of focus on what's happening here. What they're saying though is that because like as above, so below, that when you focus on being this like amplifier of like joy or this amplifier of love, that it kind of like brings everything else in alignment. There's a lot of people though that have what they're saying. There's a lot of people that have been trying to be they're trying to be pull people out of these roles in some way. And so I feel like it's just really important for you to stay in that sort of the wish already fulfilled as much as possible. The other thing that I've seen many other readers like on TikTok that share readings and do readings like myself is that many of us were kind of shielded for a time. If there was anyone that had too high of a frequency, it's almost like it could put them in danger in some ways. There's technologies that they have that are able to read people's frequencies. And I know that that might sound a little bit weird or strange, but it feels like there was a very many collectives, many large collectives is what they're saying, that were shielded, and that until more recently, those things were not pulled out of their energetic fields and their experiences, because it's almost like things need to be synced up with many people raising frequencies at once in order to do what they're showing me. Like they're showing me this like ring of light that's going all around the planet, and then it grows outwards. And so it's something about how we're collaborating energetically with other humans. And also it was a safety thing to be a bit cloaked and shielded. And they're saying that essentially everything's accumulated in the vortex though. And so just don't be surprised if all of a sudden it doesn't necessarily make sense. It hasn't been taken from you. It just hasn't popped through yet for that reason. So yeah, I'll leave you with that. Hopefully I'll see a few people from here or share with friends. If anybody wants to bring a partner with them as well, there's no additional charge. Feel free to bring your partner if you do want to come and enjoy the workshop with your partner on Saturday, or feel free to come and join us and interact. Let me know if anyone has any questions, and I'll see you soon. Bye.